are now tuned into the chat room. Your favorite baller's favorite podcast.
All right, so we're back. This is the Chatroom Podcast bonus YouTube edition. So these videos are only going to be on YouTube, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is the Chatroom Podcast bonus edition. And the only reason why we're doing this is because we have a few guests that will be on the next couple of episodes. But with the start of the season and this being our basketball podcast, we have to give you guys basketball context about what's going on in this season. So there was the opening day on Thursday. There was games all day on Friday, games all day on Saturday, and we're recording this Sunday while there's a bunch of games happening right now. How have you guys been feeling the season's been going so far?
I've been just honestly, it's just been it seems like it's just exhibition, or it seems like it's preseason kind of stuff. The games have been good. They've been competitive. A few of them.
They've been a little sloppy.
The first day we had two 2-point games, and then the second day it was it was third.
I think yesterday had a lot of blowouts.
30s. I was like, who got blown out the other day? Pelicans got blown out by Clippers.
Utah got blown out.
Those 40. Were all the Saturday games, right? Friday games were pretty good because the Friday's game was
Utah.
OKC destroyed Utah.
Yeah.
And I guess the Raptors beat, who was it, the Clippers?
They destroyed the Lakers.
No. That wasn't the thing. At least the Lakers game was close.
And then towards the end.
And in the last 6 minutes, that's when Raptors.
Yeah, the Clippers destroyed Pelicans early.
I had to honestly change the channel. I haven't missed a game since. I haven't missed a game, but watching that Utah OKC game, I'm like, they're down by 30, before the halftime, and I'm watching I'm watching the Clippers and Pelicans game. I'm like, bro, it's 70-40. Why am I watching this game for? Yeah. There's no reason to watch this game.
They set a franchise record.
Right now, Boston's up 20 against Portland.
Yeah, there's no reason for me to
22 in the second quarter.
Right, so yeah, so it's been I'm happy basketball's back, and I like the fact that they I don't like the imported fan noise, but I like the imported home noise. Does that make sense? So the Raptors have if you watch the game last night, they had the "Let's Go Raptors" stuff going on. So psychologically as a player, it might seem small, but in the game, that's, to me, that's huge. Yeah. To me, that's huge because it's just for most of the Raptors guys, they've been there the last 2-3 years, so you hear that all the time. So it's just it brings a sense of calm to you. So I think, and the sense of familiarity. So I think all that stuff is good. So I like that. But sometimes when they do the announcing the players' names and stuff, and you hear the brought in fans, I'm like, this is too much. It's it fucks with my ears. Because me looking at, I'm like, yo, there's no fans there, so what's going on?
There's fans.
Nah,
they have the virtual fans.
No. That would be something if you can hear. Nah, actually, never mind.
To be honest, I don't mind the fake fan noise. I don't. The virtual fans, he's still all the virtual fans that are there are still wearing their home team jersey and stuff. So when you do see that screen, you kind of see one color. It kind of makes it feel like it's a home game for that team.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it. I kind of got used to it, but yeah, it doesn't feel like an NBA regular season game. It kind of just feels like preseason type of stuff, summer league games. It kind of has that feel to it. So. But it's something I'll get used to. I'm just happy basketball's back, to be honest. I'm just,
for sure.
When it comes to playoffs, I wonder if it's really going to affect people, how it's going to affect the teams and stuff then.
As I'm watching these games, I'm like, yo, I'm not even thinking about the game. It's I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, basketball's on, I like this. But I'm not really thinking about the game it's on. I'm thinking about, shit, what is it going to be like when it's playoffs? What's it going to be like in the finals? I
feel like it's going to be the exact same thing.
I don't know because I don't know because yes, but intensity is kind of bred from not helplessness, but it's kind of bred from having your back to the wall kind of thing. So when the playoffs start and players are like, okay, we're in the bubble, yeah, but this is the NBA playoffs, this is the NBA finals. Like their intensity is gonna pick up and like the basketballs will pick up as well. So like I think that will kind of bring something new to it and then bring a new kind of feeling to it. I'm hoping, anyways. So
to be honest with you, I don't even like I'm a wrestling fan still. So like I've had to go through weeks of no fans being there and then getting used to basketball without fans. To me is not as weird as wrestling with no fans. Cause like,
yeah, because it's a show.
You need it. Like it was something that was needed. So like listening to like an empty arena and people are cutting promos, I'm like, oh, what the hell is happening right now? Like it took me.
That's where they should have been friggin' importing the fan noises.
Yeah. So now what they do is they use like the developmental wrestlers and they put them behind the glass and they play the fans to the show. But then it also still seems kind of weird because it's like they're supposed to follow like who's the heel, who's the baby face, but at the same time, like you can tell like they'll be wearing a heel shirt but booing the heel. Like it just made no sense, you know what I mean? But so like that didn't affect me with the NBA. I think the first 2 days were really good basketball, and then the last like the Saturday games, except for the Raptors game. Sorry, let me say it right. The Raptors dominating the Lakers game.
Dominating, though.
Besides for that, like I could have gone the whole day without watching it. It felt like when you're like a 95 in 2K, your team's overall a 95 and you go into the rec and you're facing 70s. Like it just made no sense to continue to play. You know what I mean? But I really
what that feels like.
Yeah, you don't do much. You don't do. It's like having a team full of Galaxy Opals and you're facing.
There you go. I fuck with my team.
But I think the game so far that I really enjoyed the most watching was the Portland-Memphis. Was that the first? That was the first overtime game, I think it was.
Yeah, Portland had a crazy comeback. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, it was good when Melo hit those 2 threes.
Points?
Yeah. Melo hit the 2 back-to-back threes. Almost had the third three
to
win the game.
Should have had the game winner.
Yeah. It was CJ McCollum was just hooping that game. Like Dame took over. Like it was like everything that you expected from the Portland side, and then seeing Nurkic back, like it was just. And then Ja and Jackson, they were hooping. You know what I mean? So like Brandon Clark, like it was to me the best game so far since it's come back. I don't know. What's you guys'?
I think
Lakers Clippers for me was
the game that I enjoyed watching the most was the Lakers Clippers game. Not because Lakers won, just because it just like that game just had it felt like a NBA game, like both teams were trying to win because like that game meant something for both teams. Because the Lakers lost that game, then they would have been down 3-1, and then you would never hear the end of Lakers can't beat Clippers with the two 6 men of the year or whatever not playing. You never hear the end of it. So Lakers, so that was a must win for Lakers, and for Clippers, I think it was not a must win, but it was an important game for them as well, just because like even though they have guys like Kawhi Leonard has won the playoffs, but like they haven't like a lot of the guys on that team have failed in the playoffs, have failed in like big moments, like Paul George.
Yeah.
You know, like last year, Reggie Jackson was on Pistons last year.
Yeah.
Or 2 years ago, where they got blown out by was it Bucks they played?
Milwaukee.
Yeah, they got destroyed, right? So like a lot of the guys on the team, like Lou Williams, like he hasn't had a lot of playoff success. So there's a lot of guys on that team. They're kind of like misfits and stuff from other teams.
They still don't have a lot of chemistry together as a team.
Yeah. So like, you look at like the game last night where Paul George hit 8 threes, 8 for 11.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 8
for 11.
But like they hit 25 threes as a team last year. Yeah, the last game like that Shamit dude was knocking down threes. So like,
they had rookies. Yeah,
it's like it was an important game for them. So I think they're both kind of playing that way. So like, I enjoyed that game, and even like honestly, like I don't like the Lakers lost, but I like watching the game last night because that kind of like it was on like it was like the only game on TV. It's at a time where everyone was watching the game last night. Like even if like you know like everyone's kind of watching Lakers, everyone's just watching basketball, right? So having basketball on TV and everyone watching basketball, and the Raptors doing what they did. I'm not a Raptors fan. I'm a Toronto basketball fan. So like I support Toronto basketball, and because of that, I support Raptors kind of. But yeah, it was just nice to see LeBron.
It's okay. You can say you're a Raptors fan.
I'm not a Raptor fan.
It's okay.
I'm not.
Same with you, MJ. You can.
I'm a basketball fan who is from Toronto and enjoys Toronto basketball. That's what I am. But yeah.
Well, all I heard was Raptor fan, but it's okay.
Definitely. But yeah, like seeing LeBron kind of come on and say, "Oh, like these guys have championship DNA." Like I think that was important because, like even before the year, like the guys like 3D saying Raptors would not make playoffs.
Oh man,
he had like all this.
That was this year.
Yeah, this year before the year, he had all this slander. Where and you look at it like I saw a stat where without Kawhi,
they have a better record. Right now.
Yeah. So it's like and like nobody's taking that in, right? So that was kind of nice to see. So yeah.
All right, from one Raptors fan to another. I'm glad to see your support is there.
I don't know who he's talking to. I don't know. I think he's missing. I think he's missing some of their cast members right now.
Yeah, Mr. SA, one of those guys.
Hey, they're not around for this. They're not around for this bonus episode, so I gotta keep their spirits alive.
I'm so happy they're not here today. Oh, I'm very happy they're not here today. Not after I lost to the Raptors. I am happy. They're still sleeping. They're sleeping well right now.
I don't know, like
we're not gonna see them in the playoffs, bro. It doesn't matter.
Because you're not making the finals. Clippers,
Raptors ain't making the finals.
Like I don't know.
What?
People can take that loss however they want to take that loss, but I'm watching that game and Lakers did not seem like they want to win that game. They mans are passing up open threes. AD took like 2 shots in the first half. Granted, Raptors had a great game plan with doubling him early, getting the ball out of his hands, which was great. I'm not taking it away from him, but to only have 2 shots in the first half, and to see like Danny Green go like 1 for 9, and guys like KCP passing, like giving the ball, J.R. Smith giving the ball up, like stuff like that. I'm like, okay. Yeah, they're not.
Francis, do you think that it's possible that LeBron isn't playing good because of fans? Like, you think he's used to having fans boo him as in an away game, cheer him at home games, and it's affecting his game at all?
Nah, I don't think so. Like when you're like, end of the day, basketball is basketball. I said earlier on another episode, like basketball is one of the few sports where you don't need fans. Like these guys have grown up their whole life playing AAU ball, playing on the blacktop. These guys have grown up their whole life with that. And granted, like for LeBron, like since he was 16 years old, he's been in the spotlight. But they know it's just basketball, right? Like it's not like football where you got you need the extra boost. Like if you're playing football in like a 60,000 whatever, like that's different. That's like a different kind of feel, you know, like than playing football on the field. It's different.
Yeah.
Right. And granted, basketball is different with fans, but end of the day, it's basketball. You 5 against another 5. I think it would be better if they kind of took it would be better for the game of basketball if they just took the music out and just had them out there talking shit, hooping. That would be better that way. But for like a visual, for fans watching the game, that would be boring for the regular fan. Right?
Yeah, for the casual fans.
That'll be hella boring. Also, it'll probably be damaging to like most of these guys' brands. Like if you out there hearing Bron telling guys to fuck off all this stuff, like that'll be damaging for know, like even though everybody wants to hear Melo say, "Give me that shit on the rebound," like, everyone wants to hear that. But but for guys with brands and stuff, that'll be damaging for them. So
I guess
yeah. But to answer your question, I don't think he cares about the fans and that kind of a thing.
Okay.
So last thing before we kind of wrap this up, they both played 2 games. Has your MVP changed? Is it still LeBron? Is it Giannis?
As I said, like I think Giannis will get MVP, just because like that is the moment right now. That is the like recency bias, you know. Like he's the best player on the team that's doing the best in the league, right? And he's having monster averages, right? So like I think he will get it. But as I keep saying, like if you look at the most valuable person to a team, and you look at the most valuable player in the league for a team, I think it's LeBron. Even though I don't like LeBron, it's been LeBron, and LeBron rightfully so should have about 10 MVPs just because he's been the best player in the league since 2010, 2009, like
something like that.
I want to say 2009 because that was the year that they should have played Lakers. Was that 2009 where Lakers played Magic? Yeah. So
2008 to 2009, that season.
Yeah. So since that year, he's been
20. Yeah.
Since the year where he hit that shot over Turkoglu, whatever. Since that year, in my opinion, he's been the best player in the league.
When they lost to Orlando.
Yeah. He's been the best player in the league since. So like I think if you look at from that year on, he rightfully so could have 8 MVPs. I'm saying from that point till now, he rightfully so should have 8 MVPs.
Easily,
right?
He could.
Right. That's just my opinion, right? So, and like with me with the whole MVP stuff, like it always changes. So like there's never no consistency with that. So like it's tough to kind of say who should get MVP because one year it's the best player on the best team, another year it's historical stats, another year it's who's just the most dominant player in the league. Like it changes every year, right? So like I think with the MVP and the Basketball Hall of Fame, those are just namesake. They're just things that you just give out because I'm kind of going off tangent, but like guys like Grant Hill and Chris Webber who've never been super successful in the NBA, they have long basketball careers, but in the NBA they've never been super successful. For them to be in the Basketball Hall of Fame to me is iffy, but yeah, those two things are kind of. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So no, my answer has not changed. LeBron James should be MVP.
MJ?
No, my answer hasn't changed. I think Giannis is gonna win it, and even though they said like the voting stopped whenever
the season was done.
I think they just voted like recently though, but it's based off of that. But I'll always say if they played a full 82 game season, I think LeBron would have because I think Giannis got hurt right before COVID happened, so I think LeBron would have had his opportunity to kind of steal the MVP from then, but I still got Giannis winning it. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. He does deserve it, but if I was voting, I would have picked LeBron James, but I think Giannis will take it home again this year, back to back,
and not make one finals.
Mine hasn't changed. So this has been the Chatroom Podcast bonus episode. This is, like I said, it's exclusively for our YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can find it at the Chatroom Podcast, or if you have us on Instagram, the link is in the bio. Just click the link and you can get access to our YouTube channel. Make sure to follow MJ at 21.drip. And also his clothing supply company at Drippy Supply. They have masks too, so make sure you order some because we need to stay healthy during this virus situation.
Wash your hands to cover your face, man.
And those wise words came from Coach Francis. You can follow him at realdeal_Francis. If you don't know how to spell that, then he doesn't want the follow. And you can follow me at The Senator, and make sure to subscribe to the Chatroom Podcast and the Not So Soft Podcast. And we are out.
Peace.
I know.